The First Amendment, freedom of expression. At the 1787 Constitutional Convention, the framers argued with evidence over whether the new constitution needed provision that specifically protect individual rights. On one hand, the anti-federalists wanted a list of individual liberty through a Bill of Rights, chose to restrict the authority of the new national government. On the other hand, the Federalists argued that a national government will enhance rather than inhibit individual liberty. The Federalists believe the promises of the Constitution, true that people grant rights to the government rather than the other way around, through providers inadequate protection for natural rights. The Federalists were also afraid that if the framers tries to list individual liberty in the Constitution, anything that wasn't listed will not be protected. That listing individual rights might actually lead to more limitation on personal freedom. As a result of the anti-federalist sentiment, and in response to a call from the state for specific protections for individual liberties, the Bill of Rights was proposed in the form of the first 10 amendments to the Constitution. Ratified in 1791, all through Georgia, Massachusetts, and Connecticut did not formally ratify the amendment until 1939. The Bill of Rights strives to establish a delicate balance within a democracy. Yet the will of the majority should rule, but no, the majority should not be able to limit personal freedom as long as it doesn't intrude or others, individuals, or society. Individual rights should not be subject to the domination of the majorities and should not be limited by a popular vote. The First Amendment, also called the Great Amendment, is in many ways the cornerstone of the American free, open, and tolerant society. It's the basic of a democracy that prizes individuals' liberty. The amendment protects the freedom of religion, press, speech, assemblies, and protections. It guarantees that Americans can share the information they needed for a robust public debate on the issue and act on the issues. The First Amendment, it's important to note that the 5 freedoms protected by the First Amendment are not merely related. The way the framers present them in order they build upon each other. The freedom of religion protects how you believe, think, and feel. Freedom of speech allows you to express your thoughts and beliefs. Freedom of the press guarantees your ability to spread the word more broadly about your thoughts and beliefs. Freedom of assembly protects your right to get together with other people to share views, debate, and plan. Freedom to petition gives citizens the right to join together to express oppositions to government action and ask for change and maybe compensation. The 5 freedoms specifically protected in the First Amendment are not mutually exclusive, of course, so there has been considerable overlap in real-life cases. Freedom of religion is sometimes also freedom of speech. For example, and freedom of speech is sometimes also freedom of the press or freedom to petition. Take together, the rights protected in the First Amendment are categorized as freedom of expression. Beginning with the Congress should make no law, the First Amendment originally applied only to federal limitation on individual rights. However, the 14th Amendment, ratified in 1868, printed equal protection under the laws to all citizens. Under the 14th Amendment, incorporation doctrines, the Supreme Court eventually extended the protection of the First Amendment along with virtually all the rest of the Bill of Rights to apply to state action too. Perhaps no other part of the Constitution reflects the change we have seen in American government, society, and culture as clearly. As times have changed, our standards have changed for the way we look at many aspects of society. Individual includes what is obsessed, what is offensive, what is dangerous, and what is a threat to national security. Largely because of its tension between individual rights and the protection of society, the First Amendment remains controversial as it is often the battleground for argument over what is right and what's wrong and what is good and bad in our culture. That is why First Amendment cases are so often where legal scholars lock arms over the two widely different views of the Constitution in the modern society. If you disagree with a rulings, you are more likely to say the activist court went too far in making a new law that was not intended by the Constitution. If you agree with a rulings, you are more likely to say the court did a proper job of interpreting the Constitution. It frequently has been left to the Supreme Court, the court of last resort, to decide exactly what is or is not legal or illegal under the First Amendment. It is remarkable to think that so many of those decisions are made and will be made by 9 middle-aged to elderly lawyers, and sometimes the most momentous cases are determined by 5-4 decisions. If one justice will change his or her vote, the result will be the opposite. Indeed, it is not hard to find similar court cases with comparable set of facts and decided by the same 9 justices, where one case has been decided 5-4 on the side of an issue and the other case has been decided 5-4 on the other side of the issue after a single justice changed votes. Thank you. God bless the United States of America. This is the First Amendment, freedom of speech. Thank you. Have a nice day.